within your company. And stream marker added for the end. Stream is over, boys. Pack it up. Time to go home. Yeah, that's my quick rant on that. I'm not going home right now. We have like 45 minutes left. But yeah, so that's sort of my entire like answer that I'm gonna give to the person. You really should be able to tell your management that you're going on interviews. And I think it wasn't until I was working with a really good manager that like we were able to discuss that and talk about that kind of thing. Rant minutes. That's something cool to add to the stream. Yeah, actually, I have thought about that before, of like doing a sort of, not really a vlog, because a vlog just talks about like my own life type things, but just sort of a general little micro thought. I've thought about that before on stream, so I'm glad I get to experiment with that a little bit. An interesting thing about this book, it actually suggests that there's going to be a little micro revolution as everybody who builds the product, as they realize that they're kind of in charge because they build the product, they could just go work for people who are really good to them and not work for people who are not good to them. And then all the bad management will be stuck with is people who are not very good at doing the thing they really want them to do. The way this industry acts, you could fill up every stream with a nice long rant. Oh, yeah, that's definitely true. Maybe what I could do is create like a backlog of rants and then like begin every stream with like, okay, let's just choose a random topic time and then we'll rant on that. That actually would be a really interesting idea if I had that. Like I should add that in as a remember what happened to James Damore? No ranting? I'm not sure I know who James Damore is. I may have to look that up. James Damore. Oh, is it that Google? That's that Google employee that was saying that he was fired for being really yeah, okay. He was arguing that decisions they were making that to be more inclusive was hurting him. Yeah. No, I'm not going to go to the point of that. Plus also like Google's been a very interesting company this year. They finally responded to the walkout stuff. So I'm hoping that changes they make will be good, but I've learned a lot about inclusivity from a few employees that we've had that I've worked with, and they're close friends now, and I really love working with them, and I now strive to be in the proper inclusivity because of them. Do you know they changed their motto from "Don't be evil" to "Do the right thing"? No, I didn't know that. I kind of thought they weren't in the "Don't be evil" for a long time now. I guess I just sort of didn't really believe that they were in the "Don't be evil" recently. What happens if the right thing is to be evil? It's probably not. I mean, my guess is the right. Well, okay. That's a good question. The right thing for who? Is it for their employees, for people of the world, for them, for their shareholders, as Stacking says, or just like one person. Yeah. Where do I want to go? I wanted to go to GitHub. We're doing player stories. Actually, part of something that I've been doing recently, I've been trying to wean myself off of sane users as much as possible. What the? Really? This is... This is a thing? Okay. It's been forked 17 times. It's got 152 stars. They've got a website for it. e.ee.com. I know. It's like... I just noticed the title. Oh, I love GitHub sometimes. All right, that's a nice distraction. Okay, so I don't really have a repo for this. We need to figure out a good working name for our game. So, the game is gonna be a what is that? It's a battle royale, but coding. So like you can't play except for coding because it plays all asynchronously on the server. So I'm thinking Brooks Shooter. Brooks Shooter. Well, it also just has to be a like the programming name, right? We can deploy it as another name, but Brooks Shooter. Okay, so that's one idea. I don't know if I like that. Mainly because I feel weird. I already have to save my name enough. Is it Brooks Shooter or Brooks Hooter? It's a horrible idea. I mean, I guess I could just name it Ease, but somebody already did that. Somebody already took that name. Let's see. There is Coder, like, nope, not going there, Juan. Also, there is a industry company named that already. So how about something like I know, I start with a chat and everybody gets all riled up. Let's see. How about a battle royale code? Like that's really that's kind of boring, but it's very descriptive. So if I did like battle royale code, BR code GG. Battle Royale. Does everybody know that BR stands for Battle Royale? Because besides that, I don't know, like, BR code GG. That could be good. Make the name a little bit. So if we tried BR code GG, I could. That might be interesting. What does everybody else think? Battle code GG. I know there's Code Wars and Coding Game. Is there a battle code? Oh, there's a battlecode.org. Battlecode is a unique challenge that combines battle strategy, software engineering, and artificial intelligence. Hosted by MIT. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm doing. Not exactly. So this is a real-time strategy game. So at least it's slightly different than what I have. But we may have to try this out and play it, because this looks kind of cool. Although I'm not seeing. I don't actually see a way to even play the game. So probably not battle code. So therefore, I don't want to do battle code GG either. If nobody else has any thoughts, I'm just gonna stay with BR code GG. Ship it. All right, we'll do that. All right, so this is the server. This is the server for. And do I want this to be the server or a like a mega big repo? Like, am I gonna put the front end in here too? I could. There's not really huge reasons not to. You got to make a decision on the stream. Mega bigga. All right. I reserve the right to turn it back into a small repo, but we're gonna try to make this I actually haven't done a single repo multiple projects before, so let's try that. Or multiple code bases. It's really one project, but like that spans across 2 deployments. Maybe more than that too. So this is it gets awful really quick. I could see that too. So this is the primary repo. Description can be changed anyways. For my Battle Royale coding game, I don't really have a YouTube playlist for this yet, so we'll do public, initialize with a readme, sure, why not? Add a get ignore, not right now. Add a license. Don't know if I want to add a license right now. I'm gonna not do it right now. I'm gonna make a decision on that later. The worst is when you need to make a change to one project, but the other project depends on the first one. Well, so there is that. But then, of course, if you have multiple repos and they're relying upon each other, then you can get the exact same problem there. You've just moved them apart, but they're still tied together. So I don't know if that helps. All right, let's clone this down. Oh, I don't have my terminal open. So there are some different ways to sort of like handle that. I don't know if there's any really good ones. If you end up having them be like separate repos, then you have to figure out ways to like bring them in, and GitHub only has 2 ways to sort of sub-host Gits within each other, and one of them is absolutely terrible and the other one is not fully terrible, which is not the best way to describe it. It's not the best thing to have, but is probably an accurate way to describe it. Let's see, so cd, right, I've had code and mine, git clone. Here we go. All right, so cloning into brcode GG, right there. brcode GG. Let's cd into our README. Let's vim into our README, and let's create some player stories. All right, so we created our idea yesterday, and I think I actually downloaded the thing, so we can take a look into our files. Was it downloads? I saved it off twice just in case, which is a good thing because apparently yesterday I just let my computer run out of power and it rebooted on me. So that's a good thing. So here's our wonderful, lovely planning from yesterday morning. This still makes me laugh. The eraser erased the background. All right, so if we concentrate on what we have here, we're gonna want to see, okay, a player. We're gonna want more than this, aren't we? So we're gonna have like a login. We have to have a login thing. You have to log in. We're gonna want to have you log in with GitHub. So we're gonna have the worst is when you need to make a wait, no, I already read that one. For some reason I thought there was a new chat message, but that was the same one. Let's see. So as a player, and this is more of like as a possible player, I want to see what game I'm on. I looked at the video on actors and then I promptly forgot most about it, so I need to rewatch it. It looked pretty interesting and it's probably going to be helpful. And then what happened was I left on autoplay by accident and I didn't save it, and so now my now it's like 15 videos back in my window. I need to go look at my my history of YouTube videos and watch it again and take notes on it actually this time. I haven't read the there was, what was it? Oh, the other one was the time step, the delta time step thing, but we actually fixed that problem. So we know about that. Yep, that's what I've got. Okay, so as a possible player, I want to see what game I'm on. So that's gonna be things like, it looks like a really interesting idea, and I want to play around a little bit more with that. I think I've not chosen a very good game for that though, because the back end with Rust and GGEZ is not going to have very many well, it's not really going to be graphical. Like, I guess when we're playing around with it, we can do some graphical stuff to make sure it's working properly, but then it's all just going to be stored to a file and reread and essentially rendered by the front end by JavaScript. I guess I could probably look at how to implement actors in JavaScript. That might be interesting. Especially if I end up using a game engine there. I was actually thinking of just not doing a game engine at all and just going straight into like just making a grid of divs and all of that kind of stuff. All right, so as a Plus player, I want to see what game I'm on. So the way I sort of approach stories here is we have the actual story here, and then this is like the steps to implement the story. So we're gonna want to have like a top bar. So this is top nav bar, nav bar. We're gonna want a sort of like the BR code GG logo. We're gonna want to have a description, so that what game that you're like coming to. So this is going to be a description of the game, probably a video of the game being played, of video introduction of the game. And what else do we need? Like, that's sort of how I feel that it might need in here. Okay, so we want to put player on. As a player, I want to be able to log in. And this is always one of those, I make them in their own stories because authentication is like, can be a major pain. For out of curiosity, how many of you have implemented authentication yourself, or do you use like an authentication system that has already been created? Okay, so can log in using GitHub. I think I want to do this with GitHub for right now to begin with, because we're going to have them put in like a link to their GitHub repo, and this way I can make sure that it's them like posting in their own link. I can double check. Otherwise, people can claim it's somebody else's like their code is somebody else's code. Okay, so can log in using GitHub, can log out using GitHub. That's usually a good thing to log out. Also, part of this is we want to be able to delete the account. And I'm not really familiar with GDPR stuff, but I do want this to be able to be usable in Europe. So I'm gonna need to look into like what I need to do for that. But I believe I need the ability to delete the account and download all data I have on the player. Maybe once in the past. It's a fun process to go through. It's also not the easiest thing. Especially with everybody suddenly realizing that OAuth is easy, but not secure. Not nearly as secure as everybody was thinking that it initially was. Okay, so we want to be able to log in. So we can log in, log out, we can go through that flow. We want to get to like the actual like staging play. So as a player, I want to, once we get there, I'm thinking that we want to see maybe all of the code that we have submitted, and that we can have multiple bots that we can like sort of submit. So I want to submit a bot to the game. And that means well, we have to see a list of bots already submitted. We also have to then add a bot, remove a bot. I'm thinking we'll just make this really interesting, or really simple, maybe is the right word to use. We'll use the master branch. So see a list of bots already submitted, add a bot, remove a bot, and download bot to destroy the world. That's my side. I download the bot and it destroys everybody else, hopefully. Add a bot, remove a bot. I think that's kind of all in there, but that does remind me, we're also going to want to have, as a player, I want to see how my bots are doing. So since this is going to be an asynchronous game, you can submit a bot, and then you won't necessarily know right away if it's like kicking butt or if it's just getting owned, or if it's like a mixture of two. So so probably like a bot will have a we're gonna need a bot profile page, and the profile page is going to have bot statistics, which will be really simple, like win losses, and in there we'll have bot the replays. Oh, like a kill death average scorecard. Yeah. So bot statistics, that'll be like the KD A. Then the replays. Ooh, wouldn't it be nice? Replays with the bot in question highlighted. Did I spell that correct? I don't actually know. So you could have it there. Scope creep. Well, this is the reason why I do stories like this, because I reserve the right as the project manager and the product owner of this project to not implement these stories. But I have found it useful for myself to write these all down, so that way later on when I have them, I don't have any tendency to like just add them in, but rather these will probably go into like a backlog, and the question is whether or not when will this go into backlog, and will some of these be marked as future. Okay, so replays with bot in question highlighted, and then that's I really see, I guess, like link to the code. That's kind of important for a code that's for a bot. Okay, so I want to see how my bots are doing. Also, like as a player, I want to watch. I want to watch the tournaments, or I want to watch matches. So that means we're gonna have a page to so can view the last 5 matches, let's say, or just a list. Okay, list of battles that include the players' bots. That'll be sort of on the screen. And then I think then clicking on a battle brings a player to a view battle page where you can actually just watch that completely. And then I think also a nice thing would be a filter to show all battles, regardless of players' bots in the game. All right. So we have these. What else? We haven't gotten to the actual like making the bot yet. This is all just sort of like the front end that's adding this. But we have submit a bot to the game. We have add a bot, remove a bot. So those are sort of like how all of those will work. We have to make a decision of whether or not I want some kind of offline mode where you can practice. I'm thinking the initial version is no. It's going to be like all the other battle royales. If you want to practice, you do it live. Because in programming, doing it live, we test in production here. That's what we do. Well, maybe not the game itself, but we force all the bots to. Yeah. Let's see. Photo click. Okay, so if we come back here, what's next? So that would be sort of like showing that off because it's part of the stream. Do I want any stream integrations with this? I program so I can be lazy. Yeah, that's why we program so everybody can be lazy. Let's see, what else do we want in here? Do we want any stream integrations? I don't know if I want something like a chat bot or anything else to do that. I think, we can click on it and watch it live. That will be fine. I don't really see. Oh, you know what? An easy share link. So as a player, I want to share awesome battles with the world. So what that means is they want to generate or unique link for every battle. Download a replay. I don't know if I want to download an actual video. I think it's more of a unique link. So you still go to the website and then it just replays right there. And then the idea is that somebody could in chat, let's say, post a link saying hey, I wrote a bot. It totally it got to second place, then it bombed. So here's the link to that game. I want you to watch it. Then we can cast it live on stream. So a unique link for every battle, and because maybe a share on Twitter button. I'm not sure. I feel like Twitter is the only social media now that one would care to share a programming thing on. So I'm gonna leave that in there, but I'm not convinced that this is really all that necessary. Okay, so we have a unique link for every battle, a share on Twitter. Do I want comments on this thing? I don't actually know if I want comments. Let's see. What else? What else do I want to do with this? So this is the front end thing. I think this might be good. Reddit has a lot of coding stuff. So I could do a share on Reddit. All right, I like it. Features that may never be used, but are also probably pretty easy to implement too. So, all right, I think this is kind of the front end. Here we make a subreddit for this. It's not even done. So this is going to be under the epic of sort of the front end. And then we're going to have the epic of the sort of the game engine, I guess. So game engine. So as a player, I want we're gonna have documentation. That's gonna have to be NP here. As a player, I want to see the bot API documentation so that I know how to write a bot. Final last words. We are going to have documentation. I think like a game like this, you can't not have documentation. The question is, am I going to write it? Or am I going to outsource that and make somebody else write that for me? I mean, the thing is, and with all games and with all projects, I don't know if this is going to be fun or not. We're gonna find out partway through whether or not this is fun. If it becomes fun and people want to play it, then obviously it continues on, and we'll end up doing all the things. So my chair dug itself into a rut in the carpet. As a player, okay, so what like there's several different ways of documentation. So there's the actual sort of which means we have to like a page for the documentation. We have to have the, what is it called, like the API endpoints. So API endpoints for the bot. And I'm thinking a example code using each of the endpoints. So I think that'll be good for that. Obviously, we'll probably. I'm thinking that each of these may have to be fleshed out more as we realize what really we want to build. Okay, so as a player, I want to write a bot. So I think now we're going to talk about like what my bot is going to do. So I'm wondering do I want this to be as a player or as a bot? It's like as a bot, I want to know the state of the game. All right, so I want to know the state of the game when it's my turn. So, okay, state of the game that will turn, which is going to be input via standard in. We're also going to want to give dimensions of the arena. As a bot, I want to be self-conscious. That will probably one day be a user story for somebody, but not for me, not today. Okay, so dimensions of the arena, locations of other bots. So I've played like maybe 5 or so games of Fortnite, and I've never played any of the other battle royales. I only played Fortnite because it was free. I am absolutely terrible at those games, by the way. But I can't remember. Do you know who the other bots, like who the other players are? Like, is everybody just like an unnamed person? They're just like a character on there? Because I always thought that like player unknown, like, does that mean you don't know who you're playing with? Or is that just the clever name they came up with? So they don't have to have a story. You don't know the name until you get killed or killed them. Okay, so perfect. So you just have the location of the other bots. You have no idea who these other bots are. So if for example, some amazing developer decides to come in and like write something like this, and they're just like gonna wreck the entire thing, and they're gonna be like number one every time, every game that they're in, then it might be tempting to write some information where like, hey, if this player's name, like if I see that player, I want to do something different. I want to avoid that completely. And so therefore, nobody knows who you are until you watch the game afterwards. I think that's what it is. So the location of the other bots, we're gonna need locations. So location of the other bots, my location in the arena, or we just ban them and call it a nice day. Simple Band-Aid. Kind of like, we don't want to do that. If I have to like ban somebody on the first day, that would be sad. But I've never actually done a game release before, so I don't know if that's a thing that has to happen. Okay, so my location in the arena. So if we're A, we don't know we're here. We see all the other bots in the arena for like this initial iteration through. We see drop locations. So drop locations. I'm thinking for maximum fun, we don't know what the drop is until you pick it up, and then it'll be a very minor upgrade or maybe a downgrade. I don't know if we're gonna. We'll figure that out in a second. Although I'm running out of time, so I'm probably won't get to that today. Let's see. What else did I decide? I actually had a list in here. Let's drop locations. Oh, bullet location. Okay, so bullet location, or bullets. Bullets. The number of players left, you can count that because I'll just have an array of like the players. Your own inventory. So inventory, I guess I should call this my inventory. Your current speed. Speed and can I fire a bullet? I know in the battle royales, I believe you don't spawn with a weapon, right? Well, I guess in Fortnite you spawn in with the axe thing, right? Or pickaxe or whatever it is, and then you can like hit things and you get stuff. I don't want to have any building mechanics. That would be insane to have like bots building things. I don't want to do that. But I'm thinking that you spawn in with like that one bullet you could fire until the bullet hits something or something else. So that kind of encourages you to not fire it unless you're either really close to somebody and you know that you can just do like a bunch of fires like really quickly, or you're okay with potentially having to wait for it to go all the way across the arena. So that will be very interesting to go with. I think this is everything we're gonna want to tell the bot as it gets to their turn. Obviously, like the caveat for everything here is it may be there may be more things, and that's kind of okay. Save that. Git commit -a commit -am, and started adding player stories. All right. And git push. All right, so here is the location for this. I am going to share out this link. And that's available for everybody. With that, it is now 7:30. It's time to end the stream and get on with the rest of our day. So thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you for watching my fun rant this morning, and also as we're going through these player stories. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning when we continue making more of these stories. And with that, bye.